Sometimes every D&D party needs a little shakeup. It might be because you've been playing with the same people for too long and they've learned your tricks, or just because you want to spice the game up. Well, today we're talking about 7 ways you can surprise your D&D party. Now, before we begin, I have something to say. I am very disappointed in you. My arcanists and scientists and artificers have looked at the data, and more than 80% of you are returning viewers that have not subscribed. How am I going to explain to Tobias that we're low on Displacer Kitten food? You have only yourself to blame. Well, this is your chance to fix that. Go ahead. And as an I'm sorry, you can go ahead and leave a like. Good. Thank you. It's okay, I forgive you. Now, the first way you can surprise your party is with alliances and betrayals. I am talking about finding out that their NPC bestie is a double agent. Seriously, think about it. They have an NPC that they trust. They grow to lean on them, creating a real friendship, but what they don't know is that that NPC is actually working for a baddie, maybe the big baddie. They have been subtly manipulating the party and leading them towards a darker path. Or on the reverse of that, there can be an NPC who starts as an antagonist, perhaps a minor villain or rival the players frequently encounter, like Gary from Pokemon. As the campaign progresses, this NPC experiences a change of heart or finds their goals aligning with those of the players and decides to help, pulling a full Suko. Either one of these methods is a great way to make them reevaluate their life choices. Number 2 is to have a betrayal from within. Now, important note here, this does not work at every table. There are lots of tables that would be really pissed, but I love this idea. I love the chaos. If one of your players has ever wanted to do an evil campaign, well, maybe this is their chance. You can work with the player to make your party trust them, and then at the right moment, the player turns on them, revealing the master plan that you had worked on the whole time. If you want to go really dark, number 3 is to kill off an NPC they love. Now, the trick here is to not do it just for fun. It needs to serve a purpose to the story, otherwise it'll feel like you hate them, which you might. Killing an NPC is a strategic way to pull on an emotional reaction. You'd be surprised the lengths a party will go to try to avoid an NPC death if they really care about them. This can be the death of a mentor if you like the hero's journey, a sudden disappearance only to confirm the death later down the road, or as an innocent casualty during an important attack or a siege or whatever, if you want to make the players second guess their decisions. This can be a great way to bring a party together. Extra points if their decisions caused the NPC's death in the first place. Now, going into encounters, number 4 is to create a dynamic encounter environment. Battle maps are great, but sometimes as DMs, especially in online games, we forget to think about all the dimensions. Battles are not fought on 2-dimensional flat fields. They are fought on seas that are hundreds of feet deep, on fields with rolling hills, in cities that are built on tiers, and ancient towers that are multiple stories high. If you really want to surprise your players, show them that you have been thinking about the battles more in depth and present them a battle map that they have not seen yet. Think about the X and the Y of the map, but also the Z axis. What's below their feet? What's above them? How does the battle change the map? For example, they might be fighting in a forest. The fireball that the wizard cast catches a tree on fire. It only makes sense, right? And then the fire slowly spreads until the fire itself becomes an obstacle for the party within that battle. If they are in a dungeon, the walls can move. Enemies can be disturbed or awoken in the dark. Or if you want to go to a classic, have them try to solve a flooding room puzzle that only gives them 1 or 2 minutes before they start to drown. Having an encounter that changes the map or a battle with stages is a great way to make them excited for each and every round. Now, if you want to bring your encounters to life, I get it. You want to be the DM that blows everyone's mind. You want to have a session so good that players can't stop bragging about you. But sadly, it just never happens. You put all of that work in, and they just do their thing. You know, they eat their pizza and they go home with a see you next week gang. Well, here's the trick to taking your session from just another week to holy that gave me the chills. Describe is a platform where the DM gets 1 subscription. Literally, if every player chipped in the price of a coffee, you could play for a whole year. And the DM builds these incredible immersive soundscapes with maps and text and ambience and music and sound effects all right there in one spot for all of the players to experience right there. And if you want to check out what I mean, click the link down below and use my code FANTASYFORGE. I literally got chills the first time I was being run through the program. I can't even imagine what it must be like for players the first time. So go check out Describe. You won't regret it. It's the secret trick you've been looking for. And if your players don't lose their minds the first time you introduce it to them, then honestly, they just don't deserve you. Number 5 is to send them to a new plane of existence. This is a great one because there are so many to choose from. Or if you want to confuse the vets, make a new one up. Send them somewhere that they may know nothing about or someplace that is absolutely terrifying. The Hells is always fun. The Shadowfell, the Abyss, so many great places for them to check out. So next session, open up a portal or have them find a scroll of plane shift or something like that. Pro tip, don't do this too much if you don't want your game to feel chaotic. If you're looking to create a more structured game, I would suggest doing this only once or twice, otherwise it can feel like a gimmick, in my opinion. Next up, at number 6, is to have a player character's secret revealed. If you've worked with your players to create some great backstories, use that. There are bound to be some great secrets still hiding in there somewhere. Use NPCs to reveal something that the party doesn't know about each other. The juicier the better. They were once a god, they have a third arm. This can also really help the party get into role-playing and start asking questions. And finally, number 7 is to create a reoccurring enemy. Critical Role had the Rakshasa, Fantasy High had Jungle Down Bim. Creating an enemy that gets away or is just unkillable for one reason or another is a great way to not only make your party always feel like they're being watched, but when you mention the surprise appearance, it can make them literally scream out loud. And naturally, the more your characters level up, the more this enemy character will feel more and more like a Team Rocket, but not if Team Rocket is also training too. If you are a dungeon master, a storyteller, a world builder of any kind, I have put together an activity workbook which guides you through the process of making your own world. It asks you the questions that you may have forgotten to answer, and hopefully, by the end of the book, you will have a world that you're proud of. If you want to grab the World Weavers workbook for yourself, scan this QR code or find it on Amazon today. It would go a long way to supporting the channel and your world building. And now it's time for those quick shoutouts. Bella Terry, great job catching Tobias at 8:01. Jerry Swanberg says, Tobias, keep doing what you are doing. So awesome. I would like a more in-depth video about BBEG encounters. Kind of explain it to me like I'm 5. I'm new to D&D. Well, you know what, Jerry? You got it. That's coming up next. Shadow Time, with a 3 at the end, says, I rolled a nat 1 for animal handling. Might be because I have a hellhound puppy that hates felines. Sorry about the potted plant. Also, 4 minutes and 53 seconds. I know I'm late. Well, you know what? Honestly, a hellhound puppy sounds absolutely adorable, so give them all of the bones. Do they eat bones? Torben Verhasselt. I totally butchered that. First time I find the Displacer kitten. Well, you know what? Good catch. Now, if you were paying attention in this video, leave a timestamp in the comments down below with where you saw Tobias, and you just might get shouted out in the next video. So there you go. Those are 7 ways to surprise your players. What do you do at your table to keep surprising your party? Leave it in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Forge on, my friends, and we'll see you next time, adventurers.